Just because I'm eating something does not mean that you are eating something. I know. You are beautiful, and I love you. But sometimes I eat things that dogs aren't allowed to eat, like chocolate. And I want you to live. I want you to live. And you can't have chocolate. You can't have it. Where's my... Thank you for sneezing on my knees. Hydrate. Hey kids, welcome back to another pizza party. I'm Mrs. Pizza. This is Winnie, and she is here to spread joy and love and fur on everything. And today we are here. This video is like 100% making me hold myself accountable in the new year because I have this habit. Oh, I'm sorry. I have this, that stunk. What have you been eating? I have this habit of starting series, absolutely loving them, buying the second book, sometimes buying the third book, sometimes buying the whole dang series, and then just not continuing, just letting it just atrophy on my shelf, just wither away. And so in this upcoming year, instead of just buying new books and starting new series after new series without any end in sight, I am going to read some of these books that I've purchased that are part of a series that I have started and not continued on with. In order to hold myself accountable, I'm going to make a video of all of the books that I have that are part of a series that I've started and not continued. For no reason. I obviously like the first one if I bought another book. Right? Right, Winnie? The first book on the list of series I've started and not continued is going to be Fevered Star. This one is by Rebecca Roanhorse. The first book in this series is Black Sun, and that book is phenomenal, and I really enjoyed it. It is a multi-POV fantasy book. Did you really just fart? Just audibly fart? I mean, you're so cute, but why are you farting on camera? That's not very ladylike. Manners. The first book in this series is a multi-POV. We are following several different characters that all, on their journeys, are going to converge. But it starts off with a bang. It basically starts off with this young boy whose mother carves something in his chest and then blinds him and then jumps off the balcony and unalives herself. So it starts off with a bang. It's not incredibly dark. It has a lot of really cool influences from, I believe, indigenous cultures. It's really, really well written and unlike anything I had read before. And so, of course, I pre-ordered Fevered Star because I wanted to know where the story was going because it ends on like a big thing. And did I keep going? No, I didn't. This book has even gotten dusty because I haven't read it. Number 1 on the book list, Fevered Star. Continuing on. The next book that is on this list is Kingdom of the Curse. This is by Kerri Maniscalco, and this is the second book, the first book being the Kingdom of the Wicked, which I enjoyed well enough. I think I ordered this one when I was like halfway through the Kingdom of the Wicked and was really excited about it and ended up finishing it and being like, well, I guess that was okay. I want to continue on. I would like to see where this story goes. Kingdom of the Wicked follows Amelia. She, I believe, lives in Italy or something Italy adjacent, but she is a witch from a family of witches, but that is something that is secret. Her twin sister is horribly murdered, and Amelia is going to find out who did it, and in doing so, accidentally summons one of the princes of hell, and his name is Wrath. And they are kind of working together, and there's some tension and whatnot. And it was fine. I think I'm more interested in finding out what, oh, well, this is fun. We've got a map that's not a map. It's just houses, castles, and the name of, I'm assuming these are just pictures of what their castles look like. That's what their houses look like. Doesn't really help you because it's not really a map, but in case you were wondering what their houses looked like, there you go. I believe the third book of this one is already out. I at least need to read the second one because I own it, or at least try it. And then if I hate it, I can DNF it and give this to somebody that really liked it. But like witches and princes of hell, that sounds right up my alley. The next book on the list of series of shame that I haven't continued is Defend the Dawn, and this is by Brigid Kemmerer. This book, the first one, It's right here, and I'm not going to pull it out. Is Defy the Night is the first one. And it is the story of, it's kind of Robin Hood-esque. There's this kingdom where there's this illness going around, and the only thing that they have found that can help cure this illness is a very rare flower. The elite have access to this flower while the poor have very limited access to the medicine. And so our main character kind of goes around distributing this medicine to the poor through illegal means, and she is captured and ends up in the clutches of the prince/king's brother, who is seen as our most villainous of villain. He's the hand of the king, and he does the dirty work. This one is a really pretty book, and I was really excited about it, and then I've heard nothing about it. Nothing about it, and haven't continued on, and it's just sitting here, being gorgeous, living its life. I started and did not finish the other series by this author as well that's like very Beauty and the Beast, and I didn't really like it, and so I was surprised how much I enjoyed the first one in this series, but I haven't kept going. I need to keep going, because that's what this video is all about. Hydrate. The next book on this list that is a little bit shameful, because I was obsessed with the first book in this series. Immediately was like, I don't even know how, I wish I had like $1 for every time I talked about it, because I'd be a very wealthy lady right now. And then I got the second book and haven't touched it. I think that's honestly because I felt the need to reread the first one before starting with the second one, and I have so many books to get through, but that is going to be The House of Breath and Sky, and this is a Crescent City novel. The first one, God knows where she is, because I don't. The first one is House of Earth and Blood, I believe. This is more of an urban fantasy by Miss Sarah J. Maas herself. It is chunky, and so is the first one, but basically this is the story of Bryce Quinlan. She is living in this fancy town, and one day a group of people very close to her, including her very best friend, are murdered, and Bryce is then swept up in this investigation to figure out how, what, why, where, and when. And in doing so is paired up with a archangel who is also a prisoner, but he works for the police, but he's not like free. His name is Hunt, and they are trying to figure out what happened. I've told people like the first 2/3 of that book is one book, and then the last part of that book is a completely different book. And both are good books, but just the last part of that book just completely goes off the rail, and it's a really fun ride. I laughed, I cried, I was completely in love with all the characters, and then this bad boy showed up. Did I touch it? No. No, I didn't. I saw all the TikToks about Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valvar Fae, whatever that was. But I haven't touched this bad boy. And it is taking up a lot of real estate on my shelf, and I need to pick it up. I need to pick it up or I need to move on. That's what this is about. I need to pick it up or I need to move on. The next couple of books on this list are shameful because I really enjoyed the first book in the series, and that was Red Rising by Pierce Brown. And I have Golden Sun and Morning Star to continue out the series. I also have another one that I didn't pull out that's like one of the next part of this series. I have the books. I have them. I loved that book so much, and I haven't gone on. Basically, Red Rising is the story of Darrow. He is a red, which is the lowest kind of cast of people in this universe, world, what have you. Darrow, as a red, is a miner. All reds are miners, and he and all the rest of the reds have been sent ahead to mine, terraform this planet in preparation for the rest of humanity coming to this planet to live, because, I don't know, the world's gonna die or something. So Darrow has no real aspirations other than just kind of survival and mining, and so do all of the other people. All of the other reds, they just be mining. They don't know anything else. They are often pitted against each other by those in charge too, and within the caste system, all of the people have colors. Well, one day, Darrow, however the hell you pronounce his name, Darrow finds out that not only has this planet been inhabited by people for a very long time, but the Reds have probably been slaving away for hundreds and hundreds of years after civilization arrived, because civilization, you know, uses their slave labor and doesn't let them get any the wiser, I guess. His whole life has been a lie. And now he is swept up in a plot to infiltrate the Golds and bring society down from the inside, because this is basically the Hunger Games, but for grown-ups, or at least the first one was. And I was so excited about this book, and did I pick it up? No, I have both of them. Them both. This is so shameful. I need to keep going. I love this so much. For 700 years. It is even 100 years. It's 700 years. The last books that are on this list, I have talked about in previous videos as well, that it is shameful that I picked up the Malice series by Gwynne and read Malice, absolutely loved it, immediately gave the book to a friend that is a huge fan of fantasy and was like, you need to read this. You will also love this. Then the next time I saw this friend, they had read the entire series. Have I gone on? No, I haven't, because apparently I don't love myself. But you know what's even sadder is that I own Valor and Rune. I own 2 more books in that series that I highly enjoyed the first book and did not continue. I actually started this. I got 64 pages in and stopped reading, even though I was really enjoying myself. I don't know why, but that was a thing I did. Sometimes if I know that I would really love a book at another point and I'm not in the right mood to be reading it, I will put a book down so that I don't have a mediocre reading experience through my own fault because I'm in a mood, you know? And I think this was one of those books. So these are some chunky friends, and I need to get into this because I have recently picked up the first book in another series by Gwynne. It's up there somewhere. It might not even be up there. It might be on the other shelf, because there might be another shelf. There might be. But I need to pick this series up. I need to pick this one up because I've got 3 books in the series. How did I end up with 3? I never did get the first book back though, so I really only have the 2. It's not quite as shameful. But that is, you know what is shameful, is this stack of books that I have started the series, enjoyed them, and then just didn't. I mean, look at that. Are you ashamed? Do you feel my shame? Do you feel all of my shame coming through? So I will be reading these books this year. Damn it. I hope so, because this is just ridiculous. Look at that. But that, kids, is me committing to continuing on with some series in the new year. I mean, I love them. Why would I not? Why would I not? If you've read any of these series, and there is one that I should pick up before the others, because you know how it is where sometimes you love the first book and then the second book is just, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm scared that the second book is going to ruin it. I really do need some direction in this situation. But that, kids, is the end of this week's party. Winnie's been passed out this entire time. She is just low energy this week. She got too much playtime in during the Christmas time. She's an old lady, you know? Hopefully you're reading good stuff out there somewhere too, and I'll talk to you next time.